dictated by our passions. Without them, we are aimless. We, in order to quench our thirst for fulfillment, seek to expand our craft, to expand upon our passions until we can be proud of where we stand. We define this as our niche, our purpose in life. For some, it may be architectural design, for others, music. But in the end, we all strive for something. Unfortunately, this is a difficult task, what with the complexities of our emotions and the volatility of the real world. We can feel let down and unsuccessful by seeing others doing better than us. We can look up to established giants in our fields and say, that could never be me. These ideas culminate into something we call talent. Now, we see talent as a barrier to success, something that only those with a gift can attain. Society thinks that without this gift, you will never succeed. This is a lie, a myth, if you will. And not only is it a lie, but it's a dangerous one. See, the dangers of talent are not so obvious. For the outside observer, those who do not have talent, they can develop a mindset that they will never be talented, that no matter how hard they try, they will never succeed in their endeavors as much as someone who is talented. And this mindset stunts the development of greatness. It prevents young apprentices and aspiring achievers from pursuing their dreams simply because of a fictitious belief in talent. Now, not only does this mindset hurt the outside observer, but the recipient of talent as well. Say a student wishes to become a master of mathematics. They may have no natural inclinations when it comes to math, but what they do have is the dedication to become a master. So in order to do this, they dedicate themselves to understanding every single facet of math. They spend at least an hour a day, every day, studying and practicing. And after a year, this student is an expert. Any equation thrown at them can be solved with ease. And then, an outside observer walks up to the student and says, "You're so talented. I wish I was born with that gift." That sentence, that one sentence diminishes all of the effort and work that student put in and lumps it together as simply talent. In both instances, the ideas we have around talent held someone back, diminished their feelings, and left everyone feeling bad. But here is the thing. Talent is not the main factor in someone's success. Talent is not the key. It's a starting point. The main thing that will determine whether or not someone will be successful in their endeavors is dedication. The difference between a chess grandmaster and the average chess player is dedication. The difference between a Michelin star chef and your average chef is dedication. In any case, determination and dedication to one's craft is what propels the individual to greatness. In order for me to best convey this idea, I would like to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Morgan Walker. I'm a student at Charles R. Drew Charter School, and I'm a musician, among other things. Now, I've always been seen as a musically inclined person. I started to teach myself to play piano around the age of 7, and have been playing actively since. Now, that's a decade of experience. And after that decade, I can now perform at a level which many people couldn't even dream of playing. And while I may have started in a position where I was naturally inclined to play, I would not be nearly as good as I am now had I not spent literal years practicing and training. Unfortunately, this will always be labeled as merely talent. So, I wanted that to change. So when I started actively pursuing art back in April of 2022, I knew this was my chance. See, I wasn't particularly talented at art. I dabbled before, but I started basically where everybody else would start. Simple lines, simple shapes, basics. And through these past few months, I have learned numerous art fundamentals, the design process, and have applied these ideas to my art. I have studied, I have learned, and I am still learning now. And after these months of work and effort, I can say that I can finally produce a good quality of art, especially compared to what I was producing just a year ago. And it was not through natural talent, but through my dedication to my craft. See, I'm not the only person who's been faced by this sort of dilemma. Many of the individuals which we see as the most talented people on earth have faced their own trials with talent. For example, when Michael Jordan was still in high school, his first time trying out for the basketball team didn't go so well. He didn't make the team, and he was stuck playing for the junior varsity. But, according to the logic of talent, he should have easily made the team. Is he not one of the best players of all time? It's not that simple. In order to make the team that next year, Michael Jordan had to dedicate himself to basketball. He trained and trained and trained. And when tryouts came that next year, he made the team and went on to become one of the best players of all time. And let me remind you, that was not through his talent, but through his dedication to basketball. See, I want to live in a world where talent is not a barrier to pursuing your dreams. And I wish for this message to be your guiding light, just as it was mine. Because there is no barrier too large to prevent you from achieving your dreams. Think of it like this. Talent is merely a head start. By itself, it means little. But dedication and determination, those are the tools that will propel you to greatness. Talent can easily be surpassed by dedication. So, what is stopping you from pursuing your dreams?